WeVideo is our #1 recommended online video editor. And in this video, we're gonna run through a complete WeVideo tutorial so that you can get up to speed fast with a ton of tips and tricks along the way. Hey, it's Justin Brown here from Primal Video, where we help you amplify your business and brand with video. If you're new here, make sure you click that subscribe button, and all the links to everything we mentioned in this video, you can find linked in the description box below. So let's jump into it. WeVideo is a super powerful online video editor, packing in a ton of features that you'd normally only find in professional desktop video editing software. So to help you get the most out of it, we're gonna run through a complete video editing walkthrough to show you exactly how to use WeVideo step by step. And just a heads up, we're not gonna cover off on every feature in here. I'm gonna show you the key stuff that you need to know to get the most out of the app and to start getting great results as fast as possible. And a big part of that is process, no matter what editing software you're using. So to help with this, I'm gonna take you through here using the Primal Video method, the most efficient way to edit your videos down with minimal wasted time and rework. We'll have a link to download your copy of the Primal Video method at the end of this video, so you can use it while you're editing down your content. So this is the first thing you'll see when you sign into WeVideo. The first thing you want to do is to create a new project. So when you select on that, it's going to ask you what type of project that you want to create, whether it's a widescreen horizontal video, whether it's vertical, or whether it is a square video. Now you can actually switch between these later, which is a really powerful feature of WeVideo. But if you already know the primary type of content you're going to be creating, then select that first, because you can always come back and swap this later or create different versions afterwards. So we're going to start with horizontal 16:9, and let's go start editing. It's going to create a timeline for us. So down the bottom here, we've got our timeline. We've got multiple video tracks here. We can add more video tracks in just by selecting the plus button here. We can add more video or audio tracks. Over here is our playback window. This is where we get to preview our edit and preview any of our clips. Up here, we've got all our project windows and panels. So you can see we're currently on the Essentials library because WeVideo does have extra stock footage and images and audio if you do have the correct version. The next one across is the media. This is where you can see all of the footage and assets that you've got for your videos that you've uploaded already, or where you can upload more as well. The next one across is all your text and titles that you can add in. Then you've got your music, and yes, they do actually include music that you can use in your videos. They've got 3 folders here: free, sound effects, and premium music. Next one across is your transitions. And then you've got graphics in here as well, animated backgrounds. Now, if straight off the bat your WeVideo doesn't look like this, you can actually change up the layout of it. There is a more basic version. This is the advanced version, or the advanced look. If we come up to the menu in the top left-hand corner here, down the bottom here, we've got switch to storyboard. Now, if we select this, this is going to give us that basic editing version. So if this is what you're seeing first, you can still edit fine in here, but personally I prefer the timeline view, so I'm going to switch back to that, and this is how you do it. Back up to this top menu, down to switch to timeline, and then you're back with the more advanced look and feel. Now just back up here under that menu as well, this is where you can create a new edit or a new timeline. You can open up one of your recent projects or a previous video that you've been editing. You can save as a new version. This is also where you can change the format. So if you do want to switch back to horizontal, vertical, square, you can change that here. But not only can you just change, you can also change and create a new version or a copy at the same time. So that's really powerful. Now, there's been some really cool features added in here recently. One of them is the ability to switch between the different formats, but the other one is linked resources. So if you come over here to linked resources, you can link a resource so that if you're working with a team, or if you just want to keep everything in the one place. It could be that you're linking to a Google Doc or to a Google spreadsheet, or any information that you need, any scripts, any information that you or your editors are going to need to work collaboratively on this project. Then you can link them in here so that inside the project you've got fast access to everything. So we're back out of this now. Now just really quickly, before we jump into the editing, there are a few other menus up the top here that you should know about. Dashboard will take you back to the dashboard. Projects will take you to where you can manage all of your actual projects. So inside of Primal Video YouTube videos is where we could have all of the different videos that we're working on. We're also just seeing here my projects, or the projects that are assigned to my account. If I am working with a team, you can also share your projects and have video files and video edits shared with you inside of here as well. Next one across is media. Now this is all the stuff that you've got uploaded in the cloud ready to edit. So once again, you're able to see your own things that you've uploaded and that are on your personal account, or you've got access to also view your shared media, which are things that everyone in your team is able to access. So if you've got a heap of footage like stock footage or B-roll footage that you want everyone in your team to be able to use and edit, or maybe it's even your title templates like we're seeing here, then you want to drop those into the shared with everyone so that they are accessible by your entire team. Exports is where all of your finished videos will go, and admin is where you've got some different settings here to be able to set up and manage your team, to manage your permissions, your groups, and even some reporting in here as well to track the usage, storage, and some other metrics it says. So we're going to go back to dashboard. We're going to hit create new again because we didn't actually start our edit before. So we'll come back here, horizontal, let's go start editing. So once we're in our timeline, the first thing you want to do is to bring in your video footage. So you want to come across here to this next tab, which is media. And in here, you can see I've already got some footage uploaded. Now, obviously, if this is the first time that you're opening this, you're not going to have those in there. So you want to upload them to WeVideo so that you can edit them. So to do that, all you want to do is come across here to the green upload button, press import media. Now here you can either drag and drop your files on, or you can import directly from other online or social websites like Google Drive. You can see Facebook, Box, Instagram, Dropbox, OneDrive, or Flickr. It's direct integration with these. Now this is really amazing because if you've already got your footage uploaded onto one of these platforms, it's almost an instant import. You don't have to re-upload it again. It is crazy how powerful this is. But if you've got files on your computer, then you can select browse to select and go through and navigate and find your files. Let's upload, this is one of our YouTube videos. We'll upload this one. And you can see that it's down here and it is currently uploading. Now, this is a pretty large file. I think it's like a 6 or 8 gig file. There is a little progress indicator down the bottom there showing that this is uploading. It might be pretty hard to see on the screen recording, but the beauty of this is that we can actually drag this down into our timeline and start editing this footage while it's uploading to WeVideo. And this is 4K footage. And if we hit play, it's going to play back fine.
Right now, with a ton of Instagram story tips.
So you're able to edit 4K footage here. You can see we just dragged and dropped it in. It's uploading as we're editing. So this is really, really powerful. Now I'm going to delete this clip because it was just an example one there. But we're going to drop our footage down into the timeline. So we've got some footage here that we've shot. It's 4K footage once again. We'll drag it down into the timeline and now we're going to start editing. So the first step is to import or upload all of your footage. Now, just before we jump in and start editing down our footage, which is normally what you would do first as a priority, the way that WeVideo actually handles its color correction, it's actually better to do your color correction and color grading up front in this program. So we're going to go ahead and color grade our primary footage here first. So we want to make sure the footage is selected. We want to double click on it and then come across up the top here to color. And then in here is where you've got access to all of the tools and settings and everything for that individual clip. So this is where we can transform and rotate and change the scale. We've got volume controls in here. Animations, if we want to start something at one point, like zoom in on a photo or on a video, we can set a start position and an end position. So it's going to animate between the two. Next one across here is color, which is what we're about to jump into. You've also got color keying, which is where you would key out a color or cut out a color. So if you're doing green screen, then this is where you want to be for that. And the last one across here is your speed control. So if you want to slow down or speed up a clip, it can all be done in here. So let's go back to color. What I would recommend that you do with your color grading, the first one of these settings you should always adjust is the brightness. Now, whether it's going to be brighter or darker, it's going to come down to your individual clip, but you want to set this up so that it looks right for your shot. Now, with color grading as a whole, it is a creative process. There is no right or wrong with this. It's all about achieving the look and feel for your videos that you want. But start with brightness, then I would say come down to color temperature. And as you move this slider to the left, you're going to add more blue or make the shot more cooler. And as you go to the right, it's going to add more yellow or orange to make the shot feel warmer. So maybe we'll add a bit more warmth there. Once you've done brightness and temperature, you can then go through contrast and saturation. So saturation is going to boost the colors or reduce the colors. So much so that if you go too far, you're going to go black and white. So it's just minor adjustments with these to dial in the look and feel that you like. Hit save and that's going to apply it to your entire clip instead of you having to manually add that to each of the individual clips as you go through later in the process. So if you've got 20 little clips down the bottom here, you'd have to manually set that one by one if you don't do that up front. Currently, there's no way for you to copy and paste your color effects across multiple clips. So you want to get that out of the way up front, and now we're going to jump into the actual editing of this content. Now, one thing to note is that the preview that you've got here, the playback that you're going to have, is a low quality preview. I don't want anyone freaking out about the quality that they're seeing on here. This is a low quality preview just to make everything fast while you're editing. Now, even though it is a low quality preview, it's more than high enough quality to be able to see and set everything up and to edit your footage down. But just know that when you do save or export out your video, it's going to look much, much higher quality than what you're seeing in the preview. Now, the first setting that I like to change in here is down under where it says video 1. Hit this little drop down to change the track height and pick the bottom one here. And now this is going to show you your audio waveforms. It's going to take a little second to generate those, but it's going to show you the visual representation of the audio in your timeline. So you can see that's just appeared there now. So the flat section is where I'm not talking, and the spiky section or the raised section of the graph there is where I'm speaking. So if I press play now,
let's try again. 1, 2, 3.
So you can see I actually don't start the content till probably down here somewhere. So once you've got your footage in, you want to start making edits to your footage and removing all the things like you've just seen, the start where I'm talking to myself clearly and going a little crazy. You want to remove all the things that you definitely don't want to have in your finished video project. So to start off with, you either want to come across with this clip selected, come across to this left-hand side, and we want to grab that handle and slide it across. And our clip is going to start whenever we let go. So that now is where our video clip is going to start. Let's hit play.
YouTube is the best way to grow an audience.
Okay, so that's clearly the start of our video. Now we can pick up this clip and move it back in to close up this gap so that it actually starts at the start of our video. And then you want to come across to the end of your video. Now I am going to shorten this down because it is a massive clip. So say we wanted to remove everything here from the end of our clip, we can come across to here. I've just dragged that. This is our playback indicator. I've just dragged this across to where we want to finish, and let's hit the pair of scissors here. So if I press on that, that's added a cut in our timeline that split that clip in two. So we've got two clips there. We can select this one here and either press delete or backspace on the keyboard, or we can just hit the little trash can icon here, and that clip is now deleted. Now just looking at this timeline here, you can see there is a couple of empty spots here, pieces where I am not producing content, maybe thinking about what to say next, or maybe I've made a mistake, or who knows what I'm thinking. We don't want them in our finished video project. So we want to come across, we want to add a cut in our timeline at that point. Again, you can press the scissors or you can press S on the keyboard to split your clip at that point. Let's come across to where we want this next piece removed. Press S, select that and press delete on the keyboard to remove it. Now, if we do want to close up that gap, you can see we've got this blank space in the middle here. We can either click on this clip and drag it across, or we can select the two clips, the clips on either side of it, just by drawing a box around it, and we can right click and choose close gaps, and it's going to close up the gap for us. So as with any editing software, there's lots of different ways that you can do things. So we'll just remove this next gap here as well. And you can also zoom in and out on the timeline using the minus and plus slider down the bottom here. So if you want more detail or more control over it, then you can zoom in and out down the bottom. So let's bring our slider here back to about here. Let's go just before my hand comes up, somewhere around there. Now clearly that was a take that I was redoing afterwards, so maybe we'll remove that entire one to here where I start talking again next. Obviously you'll be playing this through and listening to what you're saying, but I just want to show you what's possible with this and how you can edit fast in it. So you can either press S on the keyboard to split your clip at that point, or we can select that clip, we can grab this handle and we can slide it along to where we want that clip to start. We can either then select both clips and choose close gaps to close the gaps, or we could just pick up the second one and move it across. So you want to go through now and add in any cuts to remove any sections that you definitely don't want in your end video. Now, one more thing that I think it's important that you know is that you can pick up the clips and move them around. You've obviously seen me dragging them left and right, but say we want this clip in front of this next one. We can pick it up and position it over the top. See, it's gone red. It's saying you can't drop it there. But when we get to that join in the two clips there, it goes yellow or orange. When we let go of our clip there to drop it there, it's going to give us the option to insert and push. And that means it's going to insert it in that place and push the other clip along. So we've just really swapped those two clips around. So once you've got all of your footage down in the timeline as your core content, the next thing you want to do is to bring in any overlay or B-roll footage to help you tell that story. So we've got some example clips up here of the Smooth 4 gimbal. I'll click on one of these and drop it down into our timeline. So you can see as I scrub through our footage here now, we've got me talking, and at this point, the B-roll footage is shown. And let's just say we want to cut it before I come in and start playing with the unit. So we want to make sure that the clip is selected, choose the section that we want, about there, and hit the scissors. That's now split our clip in two. Now obviously this is a clip now we can use somewhere else in our timeline, or we can press the trash can and delete it and bring in more footage. So it really is about now bringing in all of your B-roll or overlay footage to build out the story that you're looking to tell. So once you've got all of your B-roll or overlay clips in, the next thing you want to add in is any titles or graphics. So we'll come up the top here to titles. Now in here, WeVideo have an awesome selection of animated titles that you can use in your videos. There's heaps of them in there, and you can customize them up to match your brand. I'm just going to pick a basic one here. Let's go slides, lower third. Let's drop it in down near the start, and we'll make it come up with my name as we start this video. So as I first come on screen, we'll bring up my name in there. You can see it's just as playing through, it's already animated in there for us, and we can just double click on it to enter the properties for it so that we can customize it up. So primary text here, let's change this to Justin Brown, and secondary text, let's go Primal video. Now in here we can change the font. We normally have Oswald as our Primal video font, so I'll change both of these to Oswald. If we want to adjust the sizes, we can change it from auto to manual, and we can increase or lower the size of our text there. We can also adjust all the colors here. So we might change this one here to a dark gray. We might change the blue here to more of a Primal video blue, maybe a little bit brighter. Something like that. And if we come across at the top here to the transform tab, the next tab at the top, then we can actually reposition our titles and move them around. We can make them bigger or smaller. So let's scale this down a little bit. And we can also just click and drag on the title here, and let's position that down in the bottom corner now, something like that. And then we can choose save changes, and our titles now are down the bottom left-hand corner. So if we scrub across now, the video starts, and then we've got our animated title that comes in, Justin Brown Primal video, and then it does animate back out as well. Okay, so you want to go through now in this step and add in any titles, any graphics, any dot point lists. You can use these templates here to do that. If you just want to enter basic text without using any of their actual templates, come down the bottom here to the basic ones, basic text, basic subtitle, basic end credits. There's some basic ones that you can add in there and customize those up from scratch. So now that you've got all your titles in there, the next step is to add in any transitions. See, there's a heap of different ones in here, crossfade, cross blur, there's lots of them in here. What I would say with transitions is you really want to use them sparingly, and you don't want to go overboard with them. A lot of people just throw transition after transition. It can make your video look really unprofessional. So I like that they've included the most used ones by video professionals, things like a crossfade, a cross blur even, a cross zoom maybe you'll use from time to time, but the ones that are the most powerful are the dip to black, the dip to white, and I would say the crossfade. Those are the ones that you should be using if you're going to be using it any at all, unless you're using something here specific that's adding to the story that you're telling. So for this one here, we're going to go a dip to white. We're going to click on that and drag it down between our two clips here. You can see that it goes white. Now if we scrub through this, I'm talking, it's going to fade up to white. It's going to dip to white and then back down. So where you'd probably use a transition like this is up on top of your B-roll. So if we grab one of these dip to white transitions and drag it down at the start of our overlay footage. So it's me talking, it's going to quickly flash up to white or dip to white, and then we're straight in to our footage. So it's kind of like a camera flash to flash up. It's a little subtle thing that might add a little bit of polish depending on the type of video you're creating. You might also want to add a dip to white on the end of it. So just at the end of the B-roll sequence, it's going to flash to white, then back. Now obviously I'm reaching up to touch the teleprompter there, so we wouldn't normally use this shot, but you get the idea. So what I would normally do down here though is not have a cross dissolve or a dip to white or dip to black or any transition between two shots that are almost identical. So I'll select that now and press the trash can to delete it. But what I would do, so it's not always just a hard cut, is I would zoom in or reposition one of the shots so it looked a little bit different and it would break it up just a little bit. So if we select this second clip here now, we can double click on it to open up the transform tools. This is where we can make the clip look a little bit different. So we're going to zoom in on it a little bit. I'm going to grab this slider. We're going to increase it a little bit. Now you don't want to do it too much here, and depending on actually how you record your footage, you might lose the slightest amount of quality in your footage, so you really don't want to zoom in too much. So we've zoomed in a little bit. Let's try to move this down a little bit so that the eyes match. If you can get the eyes in both shots to match, it's going to be more seamless. Let's go save changes. So now as we scrub through this, we've got a wider shot, and then at this point here it zooms in. So that's one way that you can really easily break up your edits. The next step is to add in your music. Now, if you've got any music that you've already imported and uploaded, then you can grab it here from the media window or upload your music if you haven't done that yet. Or there is also a music panel here, which does have free music, sound effects, and premium music. So for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to grab one of these tracks and we're going to drag it down into our timeline. And just to give us a little bit more space, we can actually come and grab this bar here and slide it across to the right, and that's going to just adjust the size on things so we get more room on the timeline here. So you can see that bottom track there's our music track that is dropped into our sequence. And just like any other track, we can click on it, we can pick it up, we can move it around, we can select it, and we can adjust the start time and the end time, or cut the start and cut the end. We can bring down multiple music tracks if we'd like to. So they're treated just the same as any other clip. So we can select on that one, press delete, and it's gone. Now, if you want to fade in or fade out your audio track, you can, with your track selected, you can come over here to the fade options button. So if we press on that, then we can select, we want to fade in the audio. You can see it's already added in a fade line there at the start and the finish. And we can choose how long it's going to go for. So let's say we're going to fade in over 3 seconds at the start and maybe 3 seconds at the end. And we'll just click off that now to deselect it. And you can see here our audio starts. It's following that blue line. It starts at 0% volume, moving up to 100% volume, and then dropping down at this point. So that's how easy it is to fade in and out your music tracks. So now that you've got your music tracks in, if you've got any further adjustments to make with your edits to tighten it up or to make any of these cuts happen on the beat so that it matches the music you've brought in, then obviously you're going to go through here. Now, it really is an iterative process, just going through, playing through your footage, making sure everything looks good, refining it as you go. So once you're happy with where that's at, the next step is to adjust your audio levels. So you want to start out first by adjusting the content audio levels to make sure that all of those are fine. Now, normally as default, WeVideo does a really good job of making sure that these are set where you want them. Your content piece is set correctly and that it's not too loud. If you need to make adjustments to it, you can either do it on the entire track here. You can grab this volume slider and you can lower that down, or you can do it on an individual clip by clip basis. So if there's one that you want to increase the volume on, then you can do that individually as a clip as a whole. You can select the track. You can either double click on it and go across to audio and adjust the audio levels there, or we can cancel out of that. We can come back over here to our fade options and we can adjust the volume in here. We've got the volume level slider. You can see as I drop that down, it's adjusting that in the actual edit there as well. And once again, you can do all of your music tracks at once just by using this slider here to adjust everything that is on that one video or audio track, or you can do it on an individual clip by clip basis. So then once you've finished your project, it's time to save it out. So you want to come up here to finish. I'm going to give your video a title. Let's call this edit 1. Hit set. Now in here we get to choose if we want video with audio or we just want the audio. So you do have the ability to save out like an MP3 or something here if you'd like to. But say for most people, you're going to want video and audio. Your resolution, you get to choose 720p, 1080p or 4K. Obviously this is also going to come down to the plan that you've selected with WeVideo. And you also get to select if you want the video saved or exported directly to other places as well. So it's going to save directly into your WeVideo account by default, but if you also want to save it out to things like Box, Dropbox, or direct to YouTube or Vimeo, then you can select those as well. So we're going to change this here to 4K because it was a 4K edit. We're going to hit export. Now it says here that we're saving our video out for us, and then we don't need to keep this window open. They're going to send us an email when our file is ready. Now, if we come back to this edit one, I just want to show you how easy it is to repurpose your content, because I think this, as I said, is a massive feature. So say that we've finished this edit, we like how it's all done, we want to create a separate version for portrait, for Instagram stories or Facebook. We'll come up here and choose change format. Let's choose vertical, and let's go copy and change. So it's going to create a new version of it for us. It's not going to override or make changes to that original. We get notified here that it's automatically scaled and adjusted our footage for us so that it's all going to fit. So what you'll find here is that things like titles, if we scrub across our title here, our title has been repositioned and resized so that it fits here. Now, obviously we're going to have to resize the text, but that's fine. We can double click on that. We can come back over here to our font size and we'll switch that back to auto, and you can see that it fits down there as well. Now in this case, we actually might want to make it a little bit bigger now. So we can come back over here, scale this up and pick up our title and move it around. But you can see we don't need to recreate everything. So if we hit save changes, that's now applied. Likewise with our video footage, you can see it's done a pretty good job of centering it up. If we want to make any adjustments here, say we want to move the clip over a little bit so it's a little more centered, we can double click on the clip and we can either pick it up and move it around to position it where we'd like, or there are some presets in here as well to change the fit of it. So if we press on this first one, you can see it's going to scale it down. So if you're looking for this look where you've got text on the top, on the bottom, or other graphics in behind it, you can easily create that with a simple button click. And if you're doing that, there is another option down the bottom here, blurred background. So if we select this one, it's actually going to copy this entire clip and stretch it up and blur it out to give it that blurred background look that you've probably seen on things like Instagram or Instagram stories. Now you've also then got the option here just to scale it back up the way it was, and obviously we can reposition and rescale everything here. Once you're done, hit save changes. You want to go through your edit and reposition everything, but it's just so fast. It's not like you need to recreate this entire edit again from scratch. You're literally just repositioning or resizing a couple of different elements and your edit is good to go. So that's a complete editing walkthrough using WeVideo. Now linked on screen is where you can download the Primal video method. This is a free download taking you through the most efficient and effective way to edit your videos down with minimal wasted time and rework. Click the link on screen or below in the description to grab your copy, and I'll see you in the next video.